Okay, so this is the second part of the I'm the ninth tree, and this is the part where we talk. So who would like to go first?
Yeah, I'll go.
Okay, you go. Go ahead.
So I put the 8, and I was in the middle, or
Yeah, talk up.
I put the 8. What would you say they were? The 8
Stones.
stones.
The
Yeah.
8 stones. Yeah.
And then, I was the middle, so the middle tree.
Mm-hmm.
So when I got there, I don't know if it's because Julia, but a little like fairy, but I didn't see any wings, came out of one of the trees. It was a male, but he came out and he greeted me. He was all good, and he asked me to help them, and I was like, "Help how?" And basically, stop killing the trees. Stop chopping them down. And I'm like,
Yeah.
that goes on so much. How am I gonna help? Because I felt, like, what am I gonna do?
Helpless. Yeah.
I didn't think like that, but he was sad at my answer, and I was like, okay. And I'm walking off, and I came back. Well, I don't want to tell you that I'm gonna help and not help. Like, I need to know what to do. Yeah, I forgot what he said, but it was.
You'll remember.
Or it was more of a feeling, like he put in me to know what to do.
Okay.
And I'm not the type that's gonna go and like protest, whatever.
This is more about you are part of the tree. These trees do exist. In fact, I found my trees. I went to Purissima State Redwoods and walked around until I found trees, and I sat in the middle of them and I talked to all of them. And that's just I did, because I could physically manifest also what I find on the astral, and that's kind of what this is about. Is that you can see where it is, what it is, but you are the ninth tree. You are their voice.
Okay.
You've already done that forever. You descended with the trees, with the spirits in the trees.
Okay.
You already know.
And it's
But
funny.
you're doing it though. Part of what you're already doing
Okay.
is what you need to be doing. Is realizing that you aren't just physical. You've been doing that for probably the last couple of years now.
Okay.
Really stepping into that power.
Yeah, I've noticed that I've been more like before I didn't care,
Yeah.
and now it's been more like I love the trees. I love nature. I want to go visit it more. And I don't enough, but in my mind I want to, just the whole thought of thinking that way.
That there won't be any once you finally get a chance. I know, it's like,
But
you should go.
before you said redwood,
You saw
I was choosing different trees. Like, what am I going to choose? And I know the trees up here in the Sierras, but then I imagine redwoods because I wanted big trees, big, thick ones. And so at first I would put regular trees in a circle, and then all of a sudden I didn't just spread it out.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden it was a bigger circle because there were bigger trees and they were huge.
Yeah, they're very, very, very
Yeah. And then you said red, or like, I think you said walk through it, and I'm like, that's what I'm thinking.
And you're in it.
Yeah.
All right.
But when I was there as me, as a being, the tree was cut because when I stood on top of it, like my platform, I became the tree.
Okay.
And that's how I manifested. Like I was a tree, then all of a sudden I can walk like a human. And then when I was ready to leave, I went back in there, and then I became a tree, and I ascended back here.
Cool.
Descended.
Ascension is like we want to be ascended masters. Well, no, you're already descended masters. So it's just remembering. You've already been both. You've been up there, you've been down here.
Okay.
You just knock on the tree, say, I'm ready to go home. Step in, you're back. But you found a different way.
I did get some tears too because I was sad. I wanted to help him, I just didn't know how at that time. But thank you for clarifying.
You already are.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Tanner.
My experience was interesting. It seemed like a combination of grounding and the concept of infinity. So I felt like I felt different trees that I sort of know and love, and saw the tree kind of as a bridge from Earth to the beyond, and saw myself as a tree for part of it, as the ninth tree. But most of the experience was a lot of colorful visuals and movement in space.
Cool.
And I started kind of conceptualizing the tree as love, as kind of a transcendent or like infinity love. And in the end I saw a circle that then kind of melded into a tunnel.
Okay.
And I don't know where it was going, but it was pleasant to be.
I'm gonna show him. I gotta show you something. It's funny you should say that because.
Like a wormhole?
Oh yeah, I can't. When it's on my computer, it's on my. When we finish, I will show you my new logo for Cambridge. Tree, heart, love. Perfect. Alright.
Yeah, I think
so
it was.
movement, you said though.
It was transcendent. It was the tree was an important component in like, challenging space time as
Yeah. Well,
as I understood it or something
Good.
like that.
that's a challenge. Yeah. Because when they told me this, and then I found the quote from Rudolf Steiner, I'm like, oh, they already know about this, but somebody's already written about it, and that was in 1919. And I'm like, yay, I'm not the only one. You realize you're joining others that have already had this conception and already probably done this work, and are still giving it to us through, writings, but also direct telling, which I'm like, I just have to learn to listen. I went through most of my life not listening to any of it at all, and going, nope, what? When I was a child, I did, as I grew up.
You tried to run away to join a coven at 16.
I
in
did,
fairness, and you were not allowed.
I wasn't.
Things might have been different.
Things might have been different. I was 16 years old. Yeah, my mom wouldn't let me go.
Sorry.
It was to Santa Cruz. I would have been in the Redwoods. I would have been
Exactly.
there.
That's where I was.
Where are you? Are you finished talking?
Mhm.
Okay. Well, Daniel gets to talk now. Where were you?
In Santa Cruz, basically.
Cool.
So I was in the Redwoods, and I felt like my connection started with like I was like a like a long like Chinese dragon. I wrapped myself around one of the trees and like became like the tree at the same
Aw.
time. And then I like from there I became like not just the tree, but like because I can remember how the earth feels around the redwood trees like very clearly. And I could feel like the life in the tree and like how the tree's connected to all the other trees and like the earth itself. And I could feel connected to like like the fire, like like the fire life force energy of everything around, and then like that like earth like holding it all together. And then I could feel myself from there like energetically submerging myself into a pool of water that was coming from a natural spring, but it was like a natural spring that was a waterfall into a pool of water.
Yep.
And I could feel myself connecting with the water, and like the air is like smells very nice and it's very refreshing and clean. And I could feel myself like binding to all of the elements in harmony in like the entire forest, and like having that energy come down from like the mountains like down to the ocean and like down to like the rest
I
of
haven't
the
even
world.
read to you the world peace energetic, the river of peace, because what you just described.
I've been working since last night.
I know, but I'm
I was
just
thinking
saying
that
it is
too.
a specific, the world peace, river of peace, energetic. describes everything you just described, with the exception of the dragon, which is wholly you. It describes it coming down from the mountains and goes up to the waterfalls and it comes down and it like, yeah. So
It was
like,
very grounding and balancing and refreshing,
wonderful.
and it felt like the only place I need to be is right here on the earth.
Yeah.
Like bringing the energy in, like
Yeah.
from like the cosmos
Yeah.
that we need.
So you want to know what you're supposed to do? What you're doing. Yeah. So I think that's the
You
lesson.
could feel it more though.
Oh yeah.
You got to like talk directly to the spirit of nature, one of the spirits of nature, a representative, so to speak. And
Kinda
like,
peeking out at you.
even though like you kind of that feeling of feeling like you're not doing anything is actually like yourself like reigniting like a deeper care, and like that's like the start of the work, is caring and like feeling that energy, because whoever you're connected with is going to feel that, because
Yeah.
you know, whoever you're closest with, like they can feel you and you can feel them. Even if people try to be in denial about it, we feel each other,
We do.
and it resonates and it spreads and it goes down, and like someone that you know that knows someone else that you don't know will feel it because you're connected to the other person.
Okay.
Yep.
And that's one of like the greatest works you can do, is just to shine your light and to like let it flow through all of your connections.
Wow, thank you. I didn't think about it like that.
Aw. Thank you.
I was waiting for the right time to say.
Aw.
she segued me like perfectly right into that.
Yeah, you know.
Someone's here.
That's my experience.
Thank you, Dad. Yeah, come on in.
Hi.
Oh, hello. Hello, darling.
Nice to see you.
We love you. You're on camera, by the way. If you step in here, you're on camera.
Hi.
Hi.
Sorry to interrupt.
Oh, you're
I
not.
shall be in and out.
You're all good.
Thank you so
Give her
much.
kisses.
I'm going to.
How are you?
Good.
Good to see
Good
you.
to see you.
I always give you hugs. You're doing better. Good. Good. I'm glad. We were just talking about connections and feelings and how everything, that if you ascend, then everybody else does too.
Yep. Yep. They attune to your bubble.
Yes.
That's a good way to put it. I like that.
Attune to your bubble.
Attune to
You're
your
with
bubble.
it. You're with it.
She's a Ricky
Isn't that the
monster.
name of
She's
my
always
book?
with it.
Yes.
You ready?
Mhm.
Thank you, heartache, hello growth.
Ooh.
That's beautiful.
Ooh. Thank you,
In
darling.
the looks.
Thank you for the, interruption.
Sorry for that. Have a wonderful session.
No,
You too.
we love you.
See you soon.
Bye.
Keep in touch.
Well, that was fun. Speaking of, see? Yeah, and I think I wrote that when she was still a part of us.
You did.
And here she's back. All right. How about you?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, like, that the whole idea in, like, Starseed lore is that all you really have to do is, like, you base it sort of, like, on self-love, and you, like, take care of, like, yourself and your family and the world around you, and, like, that beams outward. It's, like, the idea is that, like, you come here because, like, you're a high, you're able to hold, like, a higher frequency, like, you're able to hold that from, like, the higher realms, and able to, then because you can do that, you can share it with other people. And it's not necessarily easy because you have, it works best when you're actually grounded and the energy can be intense. And so we have to, like, develop our consciousness, and eventually we incarnate and we can do that. And so it's like, you've done a lot of work doing that, and so now, like, you're here just to kind of bring it in, to be able to hold it and just kind of, like, exist in your community and just be out that energy.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
I have noticed since I started Reiki that my light is brighter, and I do bring more people in. Even myself, I'm not the silly person I used to think was funny to, not knowing interrupt, and because I thought it was funny, I stopped doing that, and I noticed my light just being brighter.
That's good.
That's
And
great.
so I guess I matured. So
What she said. What did she just say? Let go of what?
Oh, like, thank you, heartache, hello growth,
Let go of heartache.
Yeah.
Let go of heartache.
Yeah.
Hello growth.
Yeah.
Goodbye heartache.
hello growth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That's really
I
nice.
would just like to say, Julia, actually, we were in the redwoods We were in the old growth redwoods when you were 3, and you told me, and she starts running down this path, right? She's 3 years old. And she throws herself off the path. And she's like, there's these lots of plants. And I'm like, what are you doing? And she goes, I just goes, I feel so good here. I just love it. I'm just gonna be here. And I said, okay, well, and she said, I'm not from here. And I said, what do you mean? I said, where are you from? And she does this. And I said, so, huh? And she's 3. And I said, then I had some inclinations, because she told me she had like Min and Mill, who were your
My friends who I had tea parties on the moon with.
friends with the tea parties on the moon. So she already had, I was like, sure you do. Mom, there's Min and Mill, can we stop? I'm like, yeah, we can stop. No. But this was different. So that was when she was 2. Now she's 3. And she says that, I said, well, describe where you're from. And she said, well, she goes, I was in a room, and it was a long hallway, and you said that there was the hall of doors, and I said, well, how did you know to get here? She goes, oh, I always know which door you're behind.
Oh.
I went, okay, what do you mean? She goes, well, I've always picked you every time, so I know which door is yours. You've always been my mother. And I'm like, she's 3. And I said, so, what do you mean? She goes, well, I have to be born to an earth spirit because I am not from here. And so, I mean, that was just like.
At 3?
At
Wow.
3. 3, yeah, you were really young. You were really just a baby.
Yeah, I mean, you literally like held up high vibrations. you know,
I know.
like in a literal sense.
Yeah. So. Yeah, but I've also learned starseeds don't have easy lives at all. You are given challenges after challenges after challenges, and everybody isn't a starseed as such. Like you guys are. But everybody is, and some people are just muggles, and they don't, they might be next time.
Yeah, it's just not always there. Not always there.
No, but and I didn't really know that I was ever off Earth. I just felt like I've been here forever. I realized I have had other incarnations in other places, other dimensions, and it has taken me some time.
You've been here a long time.
I've been here a long time, and I keep deciding to come back here because the work is never done. Work's never done, ever, ever, ever. So, kind of feel like people go, "Oh, this is the last incarnation I'll ever have," and I'm like,
No, that vow you made, that past life you forgot about,
Cheater.
by the way.
And it's like, are you leaving as the party's getting started?
we're
You can't leave, you made a vow to past life.
Well, yeah, exactly.
You're not
It's
done with
like-
your past lives yet, and not about your future lives. All right, well, thank you guys. This has been fun. I'm gonna turn that off, and
I didn't have a lot to share because like my session earlier, I was mostly kind of checked out and she was just talking to my subconscious. And so this time it was very similar. I just kind of like, I went into the tree and I was kind of just aware of, I have this little, do you remember that postcard book I had of fairies when I was little?
yeah,
I was kind of just like, it looked like those it was sort of like Victorian kind of fairy art. So like just kind of odd and different, but really beautiful. And I think I still have that. And I was just sort of like, I was looking at those sort of scenes. Just without, but I wasn't really thinking, I was just experiencing.
Well, that's what you're supposed to do, is not think.
Yeah, that was the idea.
Don't think, just be.
Yes.
I'm gonna turn this off now.